Alright, hello guys. So I'm just giving my thoughts on the Sonic movie, Sonic 3. Yeah, I'd say it was good. I'm gonna give it a rating 7.5 out of 10. It's just that they kind of like skipped a lot of major stuff from the game, and you know, Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite Sonic game. Like, man, it tells the best story in the whole franchise. I just feel like they skipped a lot of things, but I'll at least say like they definitely got a Shadow right. Some parts of the ending they definitely got right, but then others it's just like I'm not gonna fully say anyway, but when I get to my review, yeah, which I'm gonna do next, yeah, let's just say they skipped stuff and then they kind of made some changes. Some of the changes were actually cool and interesting, like the stuff with Eggman and his grandfather. Then made some other changes which can't really say because spoilers, which I'll get into in my review on my review channel. But yeah, it definitely make Shadow pretty powerful. Even without Chaos Emeralds, he's able to kick both flipping Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles' ass all at the same time, which you've seen in the trailer. But yeah, Shadow, he's definitely done pretty well. There was just one thing that was missing from his character development, but they still do it pretty well. Like better than Last of Us 2, pretty well. Because if you've played Last of Us 2 with what they did with Ellie and Abby, it was just terrible. But to think that flipping a Sonic movie made for kids is able to handle revenge better than a flipping big budget adult video game that had such a great first game and the second game was just so bad. So yeah, definitely does good with that. But then, like I said, there's just one missing element that's not really in the film, which I don't even know if people already know that this person's not in the film, but I'll talk about it more in my spoiler review and how I was kind of disappointed with that, but probably because of a certain other character being in the film. That's why they excluded them from the film, I'm not sure. And they just made him a different character. But still, Eggman, of course, Jim Carrey is entertaining as always. It was cool to see him still play as Eggman, even though I thought like he was done with Eggman after the second film. I mean, I thought he was going to be done with acting, like, to be honest. But it was good to see him again. Tails, he ends up being probably the goat of the film. I mean, I'd say Shadow and Tails, they're the ones I enjoyed the most in the film, which I'll probably like talk more about in the actual, review. I just can't really say too much. But yeah, the stuff with the grandfather. There's some stuff that I liked because we never really got to see them actually interact, like Eggman and his grandfather actually have conversations and stuff together. We just kind of hear what Eggman would have thought about his grandfather and the stuff he ended up doing, and actually getting to see him react to how the grandfather actually truly thinks and what he wants to do. Yeah, with Shadow. Since Shadow, of course, is going to start off as a villain, but if you've played the games, you know how Shadow's story goes in his introduction to the franchise in Sonic Adventure 2, and just doing a version where Eggman's grandfather's alive and he's probably wanting to make Shadow even worse because he's literally going to be in his ear the whole time, saying to do this for Maria and stuff. You can tell how Shadow's going to be. It's going to be 2 times as worse as he was in the original game, so I'll say that at least. You'll see what the kind of stuff will end up happening. But yeah, other than that, it was a good film. I definitely would recommend it. I just wish I was able to say yes, a 10 out of 10 or at least 8 or 9 out of 10, but because they skipped some stuff from the game, some of the changes I didn't like, even though there was some that I did. Yeah, it's mainly just the stuff they skipped is why it's a 7.5 out of 10. And if they actually went all out with one of the things that it was done at the end of the film, probably would give it 8 out of 10, but they decided to not do it, so. And yeah, I'm going to talk about all this in my spoiler review anyway, but yeah. I was just giving my quick thoughts, really. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or you just found it okay? Or would it be like around a similar rating to mine, like 7.5? But yeah, I'm just happy it wasn't bad. Definitely a good trilogy of movies. Nothing too crazy, but I'm just happy we have 3 good like Sonic films in a row that none of them are bad. But I guess it depends on if you find the comedy a bit too silly, because that's the only issue with this franchise. They take the comedy like way too silly sometimes. It can sometimes interfere with the story, because they're literally adapting the most serious story in the whole franchise, and it gets a bit silly where it kind of ruins some moments. But yeah, and others it still hits. Yeah, definitely still hits, just like in the game. But yeah. And actually getting to see certain stuff. But yeah, that's all I'll say. I'm going to get into my review now anyway on my other channel. But yeah, that's all I'll say for now. If you can like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.